What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. What's going on, guys? Guys, I'm on the way to a brand new customer. I believe this is a no heat call. From what the customer told me, she has two thermostats, and she said that someone already replaced one thermostat, and she's not sure if that fixed the problem, but the heat is still not working. From what she told me, I think it's a boiler, 2 zones. But guys, check this out. The weather in Pennsylvania this week is frigid, but I looked at the weather for next week. Next week is going to be in the 60s, I think next Tuesday. So guys, I don't know what's going on. It's going to be a crazy December weather-wise. But guys, I'm on the way there right now. Let's take a look and let's see what's going on. I'll see y'all when I get there. Peace. As you can see, this thing is set to 78. And there's another thermostat up here on the second floor. So the 2 zone setup, 1 furnace and 2 thermostats. And I got both of them cranked up to heat and only 7 degrees. Alright guys, let me turn this off. I gotta read a fault code on this. I'll be back. Alright guys, and real quick, this is just a 90% upflow Lennox unit and straight AC unit, coil and condenser. From what the customer told me, they got 2 thermostats up here with 1 unit, and it's a similar setup downstairs. They got 2 thermostats downstairs, which I'm assuming has 2 zones similar to what I'm showing you guys right now. But check this out here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So what is a 41 here? Hold on. Burner fell to ignite. I gotta reset this. Burner filled to light exceeded maximum retries. Alright. Let me make sure I don't have to reset my thermostats. And nope, I just heard my click. And guys, right now it's about 50 degrees out and the sun is definitely shining, so it's no surprise that up here is 70, but she said this thing was definitely in the 50s last night. So I know this might be a time delay. All right, guys, let's wait for the time delay on the zone board. I'll be right back. All right. Thermostat's calling. My inducer is running. Igniter's glowing. And this looks to be a 2-stage unit. Says set gas pressure 1.5 low stage and 3.5 high. But yeah guys, my flames turned on and it turned right off. And this doesn't look to be propane. Looks like this is natural gas. Flames turn back on again. Let's see if it stays on. I'm definitely gonna open this up and check that flame sensor out. And they have a float switch here. Everything is dry. And the filter's clean. Wait for my fan to turn on. And no fan. Interesting. Alright guys, hold on. Let me turn this off and check the flame sensor. I'll be right back. Alright guys, would you look at this? Let me show you. This flame sensor doesn't look bad at all. But unfortunately, with these Lennox units, I had to clear some space to get my hand in the back of the unit. I'm not sure with all this space in the middle and the front area of this burner, I'm not sure why they don't just put the igniter in the sensor right here so it's easy to service, but yeah guys. But anyway, the sensor looks good. I'm just gonna clean it and put this back in, and I gotta put this inducer motor back in. But yeah, that's one step down. Since I know I got a clean sensor, I'm gonna put this back in, and there's another thing I'm gonna try. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, I got everything put back together. What I'm thinking, it might be an intermittent issue with one of my switches, but guys, this thing tried to ignite 3 times before I turned it off. This time, if it does the same thing, I'm gonna let it cycle off 3 times, and I'm gonna see if I get a specific error code on that board. And right now my inducer is running, igniter is glowing. And that flame sensor was clean, so that's a good thing. I at least wanted to eliminate that part, but now, and unfortunately guys, this doesn't have the recall button, so I couldn't pull up the last 10 system events, like with the 80% Duquesne and 80% Lennox units. I don't know why they went away from the recall button, but alright guys, my flames are still on. And the heartbeat means that it's normal call for heat. Flames are on still. Yep. Might be on low stage. That's what I'm. Let me put this door back in. I think that's the ECM blow motor down there. Okay. This certainly falls into an intermittent problem. Still getting a heartbeat. Heartbeat means normal call for heat. Guys, you seen that on video. All right, you guys hear that? Inducer's revving up. Blower motor revved up. Flames are getting bigger. Now we're going from low to high stage. This filter is clean. And I believe those are 2 programmable thermostats. Well, I got this thing running, and look at this, guys. I'm at a 130 degree supply. Well, I got this thing running. I want to look at the program. One thing I didn't ask him what they usually keep the second floor set to. And right now I have it up to 78 because I'm testing the unit. And I can just turn the schedule off, okay. But I just still want to see what they had this thing set to. 72. And guys, that's another important thing too. If you suspect an intermittent issue, if the customer says that the heat, whether this be a furnace, boiler, or whatever, if they say the heat randomly turns off at night and then it turns back on, before you go to the equipment, always double check and make sure that if they have a programmable thermostat, make sure the program settings for the heat is not too low. Because guys, I'm looking at the program setting now. If this thing would have said that they had the heat set to 60, instantly, this would be a red flag. Having the heat set at 60 on a 30 degree night, this could cause the furnace not to run as often. Guys, and if that's the case, on a cold night, if you don't have enough runtime, that could cause cold areas upstairs and downstairs. Depends on the location of the unit. So, I'm gonna crank this up to 72. Yeah, throughout the day they have that 75, 72 at night. Hey guys, these are normal temperatures. But right now I have the schedule off. But guys, when I got here, I was getting 70 degree air. So let's see what we got. One, two, three, 4, 5. For 25. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is that, a limit? High pressure switch failed open. Now we finally got some action. Okay, now we finally got some action, guys. This is what I want. 25. High pressure switch failed open, check block inlet, exhaust, or condensate line. Can't see. I'm gonna need this light to see. me see here. Low fire, high fire. So now we know this thing is going to try to relight as it's doing now, but it's not going to stay on. I'm glad I kept this unit running a little bit longer to see this. Alright guys, I got to get my manometer. It looks like one of our two high fire pressure switches are not, it's not closing, it's opening up. And that 25 is definitely one of these two switches. And also I want to check my drains first. I want to make sure this unit is draining properly. Alright guys, let me go to the truck and get what I need. I'll be back. Alright guys. My condensate trap is clean. I opened up my clean out and I also flushed it with the gallo gun. I got my manometer right here. Cool. Yes, guys, so I flushed it with the gallo gun. No gunk came out of the clean out, but I put everything back in. Now I gotta wait for this 20-minute time delay, and I'm gonna check this switch with my manometer. I wanna make sure this inducer is pulling strong enough and high fire. But let me get what I need. I'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys. This is my low fire pressure switch. And negative 2.8. That is a great sign. This tells me that my inducer is definitely strong enough to pull both of these pressure switches closed. And for context, we only need a 0.65 on both of these to close them. And both of these are negative pressure switches. The two positive switches are on the bottom, but this is for our low stage and this is for our high stage. And of course, this is a single stage thermostat, so the dip switches are set to run this on high fire or second stage most of the time. So guys, what I'm gonna do, I need both of my hands here. Hold on, guys. All right, I just had to check the other side of my collection box to make sure that we had negative pressure on both ends, and you see that negative 2.7. This tells me my inducer is good. Now guys, I'm gonna put this back together, and unfortunately guys, it looks like we're gonna have to order. I'm gonna replace all 4 switches, but guys, I can't use a universal air switch because this has, each one of these pressure switches have 3 ports. You see the negative and positive? I can make that part work with my universal switch, but guys, this middle port is what won't work with the universal switches. And is there a way around it? Yeah, you could tee it off, but guys, I don't want to, with something like this, like I said, I always just go OEM. I know Carrier has these switches, and this is a Lennox unit, but guys, like I said, anytime you deal with these pressure switches that have more than 2 ports, I typically just go OEM. That would be my recommendation. Instead of rigging it up, I'd rather just get what's already here, so at least I know it'll be plug and play. But yeah, guys, and right now this thing is probably off. Due to high stage. Being out. Alright guys, I got the model and serial number. I'm just gonna call in new pressure switches, and we're gonna come back here probably, if not tomorrow, What's tomorrow, Friday? Hopefully Lennox have these in stock. Luckily, I know my inducer motor is rocking and rolling, but yeah, guys, since I actually got the fault code that my hot fire switch wasn't closing, I know exactly what's going on, and I know you guys hear that. I know water is draining from my system. So, all right, guys, let me get what I need here. There you have it. This is half of the diagnosis. I just got to come back to replace the switches. When I got here, unit turned off and on. Right now it's running, but it's not going to stay on like that for long. But when I got here, the unit fired up. But after this thing switched from low fire to high fire, something happened with the high pressure switch. And if I have proper inches of water column and I know my 90% furnace is draining right, you can always start first with a new pressure switch. So guys, I think that's all this is. This is just my high stage pressure switch is sticking. So guys, I'm going to replace all 4 of these, and I think this customer should be rocking and rolling here. But all right, guys, there you have it. Let me call in what I need and pack up, and I'm going to get up out of here. Peace out. I'll see you on the next one.